it's Sagrannus here again with our third demo impressions video. We have a bit of a rush on these at the moment, just as we're rebalancing everything on the channel. Now, before we kick off with today's demo impressions video, I'd just like to say a few things about this format and demos in general. So there is a reason I'm doing these demo impressions videos, and it's quite a particular one. I, as I've mentioned before, grew up in the 90s when the big way to try out a game was to get demo discs on magazines or shareware discs and things like that. And I always really enjoyed that because that way you could find out about a game and experience it for free. Now, over the years, the whole dynamic of the industry's changed, and we see demos being less and less common, especially for big titles. Now, there are a number of reasons for that. I think chief among them is because all demos, not all demos, but a lot of demos do appear almost solely on things like Steam. AAA games are often so big that even their demos are massive. I mean, I had a look at a couple of demos on the top page of demos on Steam at the moment, which are 10 gig downloads, or 10 gig file size anyway. Their actual downloads might be a bit smaller, but that's a lot of space to put aside for a demo. I'm particularly for the use of demos for early access, which is what today's video is. It's an early access demo, because what early access is it's much like Kickstarter. It's asking you to fund something that's not finished, and I don't like it. I don't like the idea. I've funded things in the past without a demo, and I have been bitten on the backside quite hard for it. Goddess is a very good example of that, but I don't think even with a demo Goddess could have been saved. It was a mess. But in the case of early access, if you can offer to your customer a chance to try the game for free, then I would argue that you probably increase your chances of actually getting a sale before launch if it's an impressive enough demonstration of what the game can do. Now, secondly, and this pertains to both demos and my new format here of demo impressions, I am looking at just the demo. I'm not looking at full game, I'm not looking at any other reviews of it, I'm not looking at any other press information on these demos. I'm looking at the demo and seeing what the demo shows of the game and whether that impresses me and whether I think based on the demo the game is worth buying. And that's a really good test of the efficacy of the demo and how well it's put together. And hopefully, if it gets enough coverage, developers will realize that it's not good enough to just grab an opening scene of the game for some games. Not all games. Some games it will work for, but some games you grab the opening chunk of the game and you're not going to get a sale. I was particularly unimpressed, for example, for different reasons though, with the demo that I did yesterday, which was, of course, the Boss's Redemption. And that's because, as I said in that video, it grabs a random chunk in the middle of the story in something that's very plot driven and uses that as the demo without actually giving any context to the player, so there's no engagement with the player. So I do feel that a well-constructed demo is worth having. Obviously demos do cost money and won't guarantee returns, but I would argue that they increase the likelihood quite strongly. Obviously AAA titles often don't use it because they rely on hype and things to sell games even before they launch, but with early access I think there's a real benefit in having it. Because I mean, there's been a lot of discussion on the refunds policy, and I do agree that the refunds policy for Steam is very good because it does restrict when and how you actually get a refund, which is a good thing because otherwise people probably would abuse it a lot more than they do. And it's better than getting negative reviews because someone's stuck with the game. But I think another way to counter issues like negative reviews because someone's stuck with the game is to put out a demo that is representative of the game. Now, there's a disclaimer in all of my demo impressions videos now because it was clearly not quite understood. This playthrough is my first playthrough of the demo, and only the demo. I don't play the full games, and therefore it may not be representative of the finished product or even the early access product. It should be, you want it to be, but I can't guarantee that. I'm making the demos, I'm just playing them. And so while you can hope that the developer's making sure that the demo remains representative, I can't guarantee that. And obviously if you're watching this 6 months in the future, the game might have, especially if it's an early access game, might have changed drastically. Okay, so my little housekeeping thing is done, so let's move on to have a look at this. This is a game by a group called Klonk. Looks like a platformer of some kind, and it is built in the Unity engine, and it is very amusingly titled Shift Happens. Yes, I did see what they did there. Now I do want to show you the options menu, just as a bit of a thing. If there's an options menu, I will usually just play with it before the start of the game, before the start of my demo impressions video, just to save a bit of time. But I'm going to just show you this one for two reasons. One, you need to know that I'm not, giving the game a bad rap in any way by deliberately turning things down. Where possible, everything is turned up. Basically, this is just an in-game version of the Unity menu anyway, but it's nice to have it in-game. I'd also like to point out the audio I quite like. I'm assuming there's not speech. Most early access games don't have speech, and this doesn't look like a game that would. So you've got music volume, effect volume, and master volume, and I really like that because I can just turn the master down for the purposes of recording. Also, nice of them to have both controller and keyboard options. I'm playing on keyboard. Alright, I'm not going to look at controls. We're going to test the demo and see what the demo tells us about Shift Happens. Let's have a look. Okay, we'll play some single player. Looks like we've got 1 to 2 troubling teamwork. I'm hoping that they've done this well, because it looks like it's a normally 2-player. Okay, I'm not sure if they're being clever or whether they just haven't done stuff yet. Okay, so that switches character. Okay, this is promising so far. Actually, those animations are quite good. So let's jump. He jumps well for a big ball of jelly. Okay, I'm going to switch to the little one. Because yes, as I thought, this is actually, I have to say I do like the art style. It suggests a slight unpolishedness at present, with a lot of work done on the characters. But I mean, even if that's the finished, what they intend to have as the finished product, what can I do with this? Can I wall jump? I can't wall jump. I'm already stuck. Well done. Oh, wait. No, I'm just a blithering idiot. It's okay. That wasn't the game's fault. That was me being a moron. Right. So you can go there. Then you can run through and go in there. You can stand on that. And then go there. And then you can go there. Okay. This is all making plenty of sense so far. Now we get him. All pretty logical so far. I wonder if I can actually die from falling. Oh, you're not heavy enough. But are you? Okay, we need both of them. Cool. So far, this is yeah, definitely looking good. So obviously it's a platformer, which means you're not gonna have to worry too much about any of the whole narrative issues that other demos might encounter. Yes, I thought that might happen. The perspective's good. Haha. I am a little confused. I'm assuming there's some way to get that block thing. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, that's awesome. So you go over here. I like the prompts. The prompts are very, very well done because they're not. The game isn't screaming at you. It's just giving you visual prompts, which are very, very easy to understand and follow, and very logical. And you know, with these distinctive character designs, which I have to say I love, absolutely love these character designs. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, if you're not into platformers, you're probably not going to love this, but if you like your platformers, then well, rock on. Great design. The puzzles are pretty clever. They're not too dumbed down, at least for me. Probably pro platformers reckon they're pretty basic. Cool. I probably could have done that a lot faster if I was, you know, intelligent. We got a bonus object. Clap, clap. Oh, you can carry him. Ah. You can, you can also throw him. I love it. So if I change... okay. That's cool. That's a mechanic that probably isn't relevant yet, so... Haha! You. Okay. I want to throw you. Voila! That did nothing for me, but, you know. And now we know we can do that. Push that in there. Get that. Let's go, team. And the controls are fairly good even on keyboard. I mean, I'm sure this is actually really good on controller. I mean, most platforms tend to be quite good, so not quite. And that's what happens when you die, folks. And they can resurrect each other. Whoa, that was cool. The controls, I don't know why I said it like that, the controls seem relatively, they don't feel vague or distant or anything, they're really quite tuned in. That does not look friendly. Okay, we need you up there. How are we going to get you up there? And you can, yeah, okay. So I'm assuming those lasers are bad. Oh, we'll see what happens. Thought so. Maybe you can throw him through. Who knows? No, we can't. I have probably missed something really important here. Okay, so you have to be close to your friend. Probably almost did it. Okay. I just gotta get him up there. I don't know how to do this. I'm confused. feeling really stupid, everyone. What have I missed? I am increasingly distressed by this. I feel lost and alone. Oh! You can... Yeah, that would have been nice to know, guys. Okay, if there's a mechanic like that, you need to tell me. If you press Q, they change size. That would have been good to know. Because see, now I can do this. And then press Q again. Press Q again so we can get back over it. Huh. Too easy. Well, this is good. Come here, you. I have to say I quite enjoy doing that. That throwing dynamic is really quite cool. So I'm assuming this is powering that, so if I do that, yep, there we go. Right. But how do we... I have an idea. You, little one, come here. Not quite. The sound effects are quite good. The music's, you know, not irritating. I love the balancing thing that they do. Can I pull it out? I can't pull it out. I am stuck. Because see, that's going to kill me. I can't throw the other one through that because that'll kill him. I'm clearly missing something. But what am I missing? See that lever will turn it off. You. And that's how you game over, folks. Alright, well, I think I've actually got a good idea of the game. I have to say this is actually really good demo. It runs smooth. The controls are pretty good bar that Q thing. And everything's rather logic. Oh, wait. I've just worked it out. I'm going to see if I'm right. If I'm right, I'll be so annoyed. If I push this through, it makes a lot of puzzles a lot easier. It's okay then. So what we needed to do is get that across. Oh, I'm so annoyed right now. You're all laughing at me. I deserve it. Okay, now I feel more intelligent. So pull that through. Go through. See, that means I wouldn't have needed the Q thing at all. So I now know a mechanic that I didn't need to know. So you push that through there. Jump. Oh, I'm not going fast. Jump you up there. This also explains why there were so many things I couldn't get to even by jumping. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Because then, it's companion cube style. See? Simple. Oh, that? Ow. That's quite cool. I'm impressed. You thought I was finishing the video, didn't you? Ha! Proved you wrong. See. Get up. Yeah, that was fun. Oh wait, I've had an idea. It's not gonna work though. Oh, it is though. Genius. Didn't quite work. So you push that there, and you switch sizes. Clever. And if he goes there. Oh, for God's sake, wrong button. Ta-da! Aren't I clever? Pay attention to the stimulus that's around you. Up we go. At least I thought about something like that. Then we switch over to him. The little fellas obviously jump further. Rather cleverly. Well done. So we've done 2 levels. Me demonstrating my platform abilities are not brilliant. has demonstrated though that shift happens, which apparently isn't just a pun, there is a lot of shifting going on, is actually a really solid game. I'm really impressed. This demo does exactly what a demo should do. It demonstrates the game properly, which is obviously where the word demo comes from. Demonstrates the game really well. Everything's sort of in-game, as it were. Check out that confetti. So all of your menu selections, a bit like the Lego games, where you choose things by wandering around in the menu rather than just flicking through it. I love the art style. The gameplay all feels solid. The puzzles are really good, even if I feel really stupid for level 2. But no, it's a good game, and I reckon it'll be worth getting. And it's a good showing for an early access game as well, because obviously it demonstrates to potential, backers as they are, that the guys behind this game know what they're doing. So yeah, check it out. It is on Steam. I'll put a link in the description below. And yeah, this is what a demo should be. I will actually talk another time about one of the best demos I've seen in recent years and why it's fantastic. But this comes pretty close. Alright guys, I've been Sagrannus. Hope you've enjoyed our third demo impressions video featuring Shift Happens by Klonk. See you next time guys. Have a good weekend.